Headlines this morning. Anambra State Waste Management Authority collaborates with market associations against indiscriminate dumping of refuse. Parties have no legal right to ask defectors to resign, legal practitioner. President Buhari approves the appointment of Dr. Biru as new group managing director of NNPC. On the foreign scene, EU warns firms of possible sanctions if they obey U.S. reimposed sanctions on Iran. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Governor Willie Obiano is 63 years old today. Governor Obiano was born on August 8, 1955 in Aguleri, Anambra East local government area of the state. He is a banker, technocrat, politician and the fifth democratically elected governor of Anambra State. Governor Obiano, traditionally known as Akpokwe Global, is married to Chief Mrs. Ebele Chukwu Obiano, and they are blessed with children. For his humane touch to governance, he is popularly known to civil servants as the alert governor and to Anambra in general as 21/21 governor. It's a very big congratulations to the governor. The Anambra State Waste Management Authority, ASWAMA, in collaboration with market associations in Awka Metropolis, have embarked on a public awareness campaign against indiscriminate dumping of refuse along the roads as it defaces the aesthetics of the state. Chibuzo Obidike filed this report.
Campaign which touches all the strategic streets and markets started from Link Road, Amoenyi, made first stop at Nkwamoenyi through Zik Avenue down to Ikoka and rendered off at Amoobia. It saw ASWAMA staff and officials of the Ministry of Environment as well as state security agencies sharing flyers and educating the citizenry on the best practices in refuge disposal. Addressing journalists at Ikoka roundabout, the managing director of ASWAMA, Mr. Amechi Akaora, frowned at the persisting improper disposal of refuse at unauthorized places. He said the campaign seeks to address the ills, stating categorically that penalty awaits defaulters.
Tell the people to stop this nasty and unhygienic attitude of dumping waste along the road median, and that's what we are commencing today, creating awareness amongst our people, especially those living or doing businesses along the corridor of Koka, Amikwo, Amoobia, Amenyi, that this attitude is no longer tolerated. They must look around their vicinities. There are waste bins and receptacles in their locations, and they must begin to make use of them.
Contributing, the Public Relations Officer of Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra, Ocha Brigade, Mr. Anthony Abuafna, noted that they will be stationed around the facilities to ensure full compliance to the directive.
That new heaven they want to achieve, which our governor promised us that the time will come, Anambra State will look like the Dubai article of the old. This is what we are going, and I believe after today's sensitization, they will go into action.
In Awka, Chibuzo Obidike, ABS News.
A legal expert, Barrister John Okole Akirika, says there is no legal backing to the calls for party defectors to resign from their various elective positions. Barrister Okole Akirika, who was a guest on Inside Politics, an ABS TV program, was reacting to the recent calls by the ruling political party for elected officers who have defected to opposition political groups to vacate their offices. A correspondent, Daniel Ezigwe, has details.
He noted that defection has been an early trend in the Nigerian political environment, stressing that change in party ideals and derailment from Biden philosophy could incite dissatisfaction and defection among some party members. Making a specific reference to the defection of former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwa, to the All Progressive Congress, APC, while still in office, the legal practitioner argued that it was invalid for the same party to seek the resignation of the Senate President, Senator Bukola Saraki, given that it benefited from the same trend. On the effectiveness of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and other security watchdogs, Barrister Okole Akirika stated that the misuse of the country's security outfits for partisan achievements has only aided corruption and misgovernance of the various anti-corruption units. In Oka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Dr. Maikanti Kakala Babru as the new Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. The appointment was contained in a statement by the President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina. With the latest appointment, Baru replaces Dr. Ibe Kachiku, who has been doubling as the Minister of State Petroleum Resources and GMD NNPC. Buhari also approved the composition of the board of the NNPC as provided for under Section 1(2) of the Corporation Act of 1997 as amended. The new board has Kachiku as its chairman, while the Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kairi, is also a member. Apart from Kachiku, Baru and Kairi, other members of the board are the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Thomas M.A. John, Dr. Pius O. Akinyeleru, Dr. Tajuddin Omar, Malam Muhammad Lawal, and Malam Yusuf Lawal. According to the statement, Buhari urged the new board to ensure the successful delivery of the mandate of the NNPC and serve the nation by upholding the public trust placed on them in managing the critical national asset. European firms that stop doing business with Iran due to reimposed U.S. sanctions could in turn be sanctioned by the EU. A special advisor to the 28-country bloc Stop Diplomat has warned if EU companies abide by U.S. secondary sanctions, they will in turn be sanctioned by the EU. Nathalie Tosi, an aide to EU Foreign Policy Chief Federica Morini, told newsmen in London. She characterized the measures as an attempt to protect European companies. Tosi said the move was necessary in order to signal diplomatically to the Iranians that Europeans are serious about trying to salvage the Iran nuclear deal. Hours earlier, the U.S. announced it was reintroducing sanctions on the Islamic Republic. The Trump administration's decision to walk away from the landmark 2015 Iran Pact signed by the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, the US, Russia, France, China and the UK, as well as Germany and the European Union, dismayed and angered longtime US allies and vital trading partners. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, French leader Emmanuel Macron, and British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson traveled to the US aiming to convince President Donald Trump not to ditch the deal, saying it was working and the only way to halt a regional arms race. Nevertheless, Trump went ahead and announced on May 8 the U.S. was withdrawing from what he called the decaying and rotting agreement. Mogherini told reporters Tuesday that the EU was doing its best to keep Iran in the deal, to keep Iran benefiting from the economic benefits that the agreement brings to the people of Iran. Remember that you can listen to news and programs on ABS 88.5 FM from any part of the world by logging on to our website www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. The main points of the news once again. Anambra State Waste Management Authority is collaborating with market associations against indiscriminate dumping of refuse. Parties have no legal right to ask defectors to resign, says legal practitioner. President Buhari has approved the appointment of Dr. Beru as new Group Managing Director of NNPC. On the foreign scene, we brought a report that the European Union has warned firms of possible sanctions if they obey United States reimposed sanctions on Iran. And that's the news. Thanks so much for your time. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Good morning, Anambra continues after now. Join us.